And just like that, you're on section 5 and you're moving through this. You're doing great. And what we're going to do is continue the tough, smart, unselfish part of the class. And last section was the tough part. And that was important. That was such a good class. That was such a good section of the class. Now we're on the smart and the unselfish part. So here's what I want you to concentrate on for this part. This is really like the smart way to build a team, for you to build just your own individual way of how you are an athlete. All right. And then not only an athlete, but a person. And not only a person, but part of a community. All right. So here's the smart part. What is your vision for this year's culture, your team's culture, your school's culture, your family's culture? Your personal culture. And what's a culture? It's a way of doing things. That's right. It's all the different entities of how you do things. What is the team culture right now, though? That's the next part. And David Goggins has a thing called accountability mirror. And you look yourself in the mirror, and you look yourself in the mirror as a team, collectively and individually, and as the coach. And what's the current team culture? So you go back up to, what do you want? What kind of vision do you have for your team culture? Then you take a step back and go, well, what is it now? So you start with your vision, and then the accountability, what's the reality right now? Now you take that and you work it towards and move it towards what's your culture in film study? How do you guys study film? Are you helping each other out? Are you taking notes? Are you for real doing it? Or are you just sitting there? How you do anything is how you do everything. What's your encouragement quotient? How many times do you encouraging someone versus tearing them down? It should be 10 to nothing. All right? It should be 100 to nothing. Encouragement should be the culture of your squad, of your school, of your family, of our city, of our country. You see where I'm going with this? Academics, what's your team culture? What's your individual culture regarding academics? How does that fit into your culture? Are you doing study groups? Like if you're really good at a particular subject, are you helping other people study? If you need help in something, are you asking for help? Are you putting the effort in the first place? What's your team GPA goal? What's your vision for your team's GPA? It should be 3.0 or bust. It should be 3.0 and above. What's the culture of your squad in terms of how do you respect other students? Are you respecting them? What's your character? How is that in your culture? What's your culture like in terms of practice? How serious do you take practice? What is your practice like? What's the weight room like? What are you doing when the coach isn't telling you what to do or when the coach is not around you? Those are super hard questions. And for real, that's what makes a team smart. That's what makes a family smart. That's what makes a city smart, a school smart, is how are we doing these things with each other? Are we encouraging each other? What's our level of accomplishment that we're trying to reach? Both for, our sport, but more importantly, for real, the other areas of our life. This doesn't mean anything. I promise, being a great athlete doesn't mean anything if it's not done in the context of helping others, of making yourself the best version of yourself that you can be. You feel me? And that's what needs to happen. So that's the smart part. Now we're moving to the unselfish part. And this is hard to swallow. But I'm showing you like a ladder, levels of motivation. And your goal, my goal, is to always be at the highest motivation when I'm doing stuff, as opposed to the lowest motivation. So here we go. The highest form of motivation, like what really gets people up when they don't want to get up, when there's pain, when there's difficulty, when you're uncomfortable. If you're on a mission motivation, then and it's a vision that's bigger than you, then you're gonna be at the best and most optimum level of effort that you possibly can be, as often as you possibly can be, as humanly possible. We're working for a championship. That's a mission. But more importantly, you're not just looking at the goal, but you're putting in the work every day. And that's the second one. What's your personal, do you have a self-starter motivation? Do you always need to be told what to do? All right. I'm going to do X because I said I'm going to do it. I follow through with action more than just talking about it. That's a personal and self-starter motivation. We need that. Why? Because a goal is just a goal. It's nothing without the daily work. I want to play D1. Well, okay, but your academics suck because you don't care about them, or you're uncomfortable with them, or you have difficulty with them, and you don't want to ask for help. Come on, get over it. We need you. We need you at your best. All right? Next, in the middle is ethics, morality, motivation, good and bad, right and wrong. That's cool, all right? But that's, you can't just operate from there. You can't just operate from there because we need to go above that. But we need that because people need to have values. And when you have values, that keeps you from doing dumb stuff. And we need people to stop doing dumb stuff. And I'm not talking about mistakes and things. I'm talking about dumb stuff. From a lack of values or from values that are improperly placed. And a lot of negative values come from the bottom to the number 4 and the 5 motivations, which is ego motivation. I want to be famous. I want attention. I want all of either the girls or the guys, whichever. I want to be popular. I want to look good. I want my elbow pads to be just right and my fit to be just right. And then lastly, stuff. I'm motivated with stuff. I want that scholarship no matter what. I'm going to just plow over anybody that's in my way. Money. I don't care how I get it. That's what I want. That's the lowest form of motivation, and people do it all the time. I'm not saying they don't, but they're not happy. There has to be a combination. I'm not saying stuff is bad. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that doing stuff for the sole purpose of that scholarship or whatever, that is not going to work. You might get that scholarship, but you've sold yourself out as a human being. And you're going to feel it in other areas of your life. I guarantee it because I've seen it over and over and over again. All right? So, tough, smart, unselfish. Use this. Keep yourself at mission motivation. Be a personal self-starter and have good values, and things are going to happen for you. I promise you.